I want my 28F sister, 22F, to move out. My 28F sister, 22F, moved in with myself, my husband and our 3 kids, 8, 3, 2, in June. We were more than happy to help at the time when her landlord decided not to renew her lease. I really didn't think it would be as bad as it has been. In the time she's been here, all 3 of my kids moved into one room to give her space. She took over the shared bathroom, so my entire family is confined to the master bath on the other side of the house, and all kids are on top of each other and tensions are just high. She has been yelling at my kids to the point of my oldest having anxiety being around her because she micromanages them so much. They cry, come to my room and tell me how they don't understand why their aunt is being so mean to them. She brought a puppy which she isn't wanting to train, so it tears up furniture, toys, clothes, our yard. It's been a huge emotional burden that I didn't foresee. My husband, 32M, confronted her about her yelling at our oldest when she started cursing and calling them fucking rude. He told her to get out because she crossed a major boundary cursing at our kid, but they resolved the conflict, I suppose, because the next day they were fine and she's still here. I can't do this anymore. I feel like I'd be a huge douche for telling her I'd help her and then telling her never mind after only 2 months. She makes $750 every 2 weeks, which is not enough to rent an apartment on. She has no car, no savings, anything. I want to tough love her and tell her to figure it out like I did, but the oldest girl personality in me wants to caretake, even at the expense of my child's mental health, which I know is an awful thing. How do I handle this? Now for top comment. Brief horror. Your kids are your first and most important responsibility, and quite frankly you are failing them. You are allowing someone to treat them exceptionally poorly and curse and yell at them. She should have gotten a warning at the first sign of it and kicked out the second it escalated. Throw a gentleman. You are right. I think I needed someone to say that. I needed to hear what I was feeling, that I'm doing wrong by my kids by trying to help my sister get on her feet when she is choosing to treat them the way she was. That was really motivating, to be honest. Jupiter Mamua. I don't get why you can't make house rules. You have the power here. Put your foot down. The puppy goes, either alone or with her. I know this sounds awful, but it's not a good home for the little guy and she is not ready for this. Plus it's adding to the stress, and she doesn't have the money for this. Irresponsible. She needs to clear out of the other bathroom and share. She is not allowed to yell at your kids, and she needs to apologize, even if you kick her out. One more slip up for sure and she is out. This would have been my line a while ago, but you've let it become a thing already. More AQ, are you parents able to handle the life they brought in the world and that needs them right now? You are lovely and a saint, and I commend you for helping your sis and not tossing her at the first sign of trouble, but this is too much. Royskid. I think she's grown and needs to figure it out. I have a sibling myself that I would die for, so I understand your guilt. But you have to put your children first. I personally can remember being around adults that made me anxious as a child and I felt helpless. I felt like, why isn't anyone protecting me from this person? Yeah, you guys may address the incidents when they happen, but you're still allowing her to remain in the house and her behavior hasn't changed. So are you really protecting them? That's not her home, it's you and your family's home. Your children should have more rights than she does. I suggest telling her she needs to find a roommate. Maybe rent a room in a house. $750 can definitely get you that much. She should also consider changing jobs or getting a second job if she's struggling that badly. But you are not her long-term backup plan, especially with the way she's acting. She disrespected your husband. I'm glad he's kind enough to forgive her, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place. He's the man of the house, he's working to keep a roof over her head, as well as you of course, and she doesn't sound appreciative of that at all. You may not like it, but I'd sit down and have a very honest but respectful conversation about why it's times for her to leave. Explain what you told us, tell her you feel bad, that you didn't expect this, but that her behavior is disrupting your family, and the final straw, the cussing with your children and husband. She'll argue, she'll bargain, she might even beg or cry. But you have to protect your family unit. She's loved, but you love them more. You don't have to say that last part, but tell her it's decided. And that she doesn't have long because your children are uncomfortable around her. I wouldn't give her more than 2 to 4 weeks honestly, and me giving 4 would be generous. Zulma 75. Start by evicting her from the room, and give it back to the children. Let her sleep on the sofa or on an inflatable mattress. The more uncomfortable she is, better, that way she goes faster. Do not wait for her to find a place to go or earn more money to do changes in the house. You are 5 against 1. Put all her bathroom things in a box, and put the children's back. She can share the bathroom with everyone. If a family member out your house is going to cry with the injustice you do, the family member who calls to complain and defend her can be welcome to hosting her. The more uncomfortable you make her life, the faster she will find a solution. Please, she is taking advantage of your naive family. Don't be her doormat. Gen 5872. She's biting the hand that feeds her. Tell her she has, whatever time frame you find reasonable, to get her life together and move out. Also, during that time you expect her to be a model house guest. That means the kids get their rooms back and she has to share the bathroom without complaints. She will also treat everyone with respect and courtesy. If she fails to do this, then her time frame to move out is reduced down to 2 weeks. If she has a problem with this agreement, then she can leave immediately. Nunakirsat 805. Enta. You already tried to help her by letting her move there, and yet she took that generosity and has been an awe to your children. I don't understand why you're more worried about your sister than your children, whom really need you. You're right, she doesn't make a lot of money. She's going to find a room with a roommate. Give her a deadline to get out and have her apologize to your kids. Medium Cartoonist 3166. If you prioritize your sister over your daughter, you're teaching your daughter that your sister is more important and it's okay to burden family at the expense of others. And lastly, you're teaching your daughter she can be disrespectful to family at all times as long as everyone is calm the next day. Besides, your sister grown woman, it's time reality hits her and she start getting her ducks in a row if you don't want to support your sister. Next story 2. My wife is too generous. I not sure how to address. Wife is too generous. My wife and I are both retired. Married for 12 plus years. We live off of savings as I have medical issues that make employment problematic. All financial assets in the marriage are from me. She has gone through a number of traumatic experiences that have depleted her reserves. I knew this when we married. We live in a neighborhood with many children and have gotten close to many of our neighbors. It is wonderful. The family across the street asked if we could watch their kids tomorrow night. We are happy to do so. We were visiting at their home earlier. Asked the kids what they wanted for dinner tonight. They both said pizza. Their mom said they would pay for the pizza. My wife said no, we would get it. I do not contradict my wife in public. But I am frustrated. Our means are restricted. This is a family in which both parents have good incomes. Why would they not contribute? I do not expect them to buy everything, just do not understand why they would not pitch in. We love the kids and do not ask them to pay for babysitting their children. How do I get my wife to stop feeling like we cannot accept contributions? She is worried that if we do, we will be cut off. My feeling is that is the result, we are being used, these are not friends. And no, I do not feel we are being taken advantage of by neighbors. This is not a regular thing and we truly love their kids. Now for comment. ShareCon 32. Darling, I love that you're selfless and kind. You help those who need help whenever you can and it makes me so proud to be your man. But, we have to be more careful with our finances at least. From now on, please just let the parents provide the food for their kids. We are struggling. 1 Kev. Are the pizzas going to blow your retirement plan? I'm also retired, and normally you have money allocated for miscellaneous spending. I would think you could cover this. Your neighbors may invite you for dinner later and then you're even. Also, keeping civility and friends is a big deal in retirement.